Now, wait a damn minute. Did Miss Cuba really shade Miss USA when she answered this question?
What has been your biggest failure? And what has been the biggest learning experience from that?
Last year, I wanted to be a beauty queen, and I let other standards of beauty affect me. I put on a wig, I had my long hair, I covered my tattoos, but I didn't feel like me. Now, I accept myself, I love myself, and I respect myself. That is why I'm here with my own hair, showing you my heart, showing you my tattoos, showing you my skin.
Right off the bat, I can see why the judges were probably not feeling her answer in comparison to Miss USA's, because Miss Cuba's response was giving very much dramatic and theatrical. It didn't really sound sincere. I saw where she was coming from in the beginning about feeling pressured by beauty standards, but where she lost me was the pick me ideology in the end, because what do you mean you love yourself and that's why you're showing up with your real hair and your real skin? Especially since her hair is clearly dyed, she has on makeup, lashes, and is that lip filler? And many people felt like she was shading Miss USA with the whole real hairline. And I'm not going to say that Miss Cuba did that on purpose, but I do feel like the way she answered that question lacked proper nuance, right? Just because you wear minimal makeup and hair extensions doesn't mean you love yourself or hate yourself any more or less than somebody that loves to participate in the beauty aesthetics. Now, even though she was just speaking for herself, some people do feel like her answer came off as self-centered and judgmental, especially in comparison to Miss USA's answer.
My biggest failure in this life is being way too hard on myself. For all my life, I've strived to push for perfection, but perfection is something that does not exist. I have had to learn over time that it is okay to be exactly who you are. Not everything is perfect in this life. There are some things that you don't love, but with time and acceptance, you can always learn to love. That is what this life is about. Taking the time to understand yourself, taking the time to give yourself that same love that you always deserve from your inner child to who you are now.
Notice how Miss USA truly spoke from the heart, right? Her answer did not sound rehearsed. If anything, it sounded like she was giving advice to not only herself, but to others. Because unfortunately, striving to become a better version of yourself does unfortunately come at the expense of you not loving who you are or where you're at in the moment. Which is why it's important to give yourself grace and not chase perfection, because that truly does not exist. Instead, figure out what makes you happy and pursue that instead, because you'll be a lot more satisfied in the end. And a side note, this is the second time that Cuba lost to Miss USA, because our melanated queen also beat her during the preliminaries, which was Miss International Queen USA. Knowing that, now it makes sense why Girl was so bitter.